You told your sister what really happened. You finally opened up to your best friend. You went to your mother, hoping for support. And then something strange happened. They started defending the person who hurt you. They started questioning your memory. They started saying things like, well, that's not what I heard, or maybe you're being too sensitive, or they seem so nice to me. Are you sure you're not overreacting? One by one, the people you trusted most turned into strangers. And now you're standing alone, wondering if you're the crazy one after all. Here's what you need to understand. This didn't happen by accident. This is a strategy, and it has a name. In psychology, these recruited allies are called flying monkeys, after the winged servants who did the Wicked Witch's bidding in The Wizard of Oz. They spy, they report back, they deliver messages, they attack on command. And the most disturbing part? Most of them have no idea they're doing it. Welcome to predator psychology, where we decode the minds that manipulate and arm the minds that heal. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how narcissists systematically turn your friends, family, and coworkers against you. You'll learn the specific tactics they use to recruit flying monkeys, why good people get pulled into doing a predator's dirty work, and most importantly, how to protect yourself when your entire support system has been weaponized. By the end of this video, you'll understand why this happened, and you'll never be blindsided by it again. Let's start with what flying monkeys actually are and why narcissists need them. A flying monkey is any person a narcissist recruits to act on their behalf, typically to isolate, monitor, or harass their target. Dr. Ramani Durvasula, a clinical psychologist who has spent decades studying narcissistic abuse, defines them as individuals who do the narcissist's bidding, usually without realizing they've been manipulated into the role. The clinical term for this is abuse by proxy. The narcissist isn't doing the attacking directly. They're using other people as weapons. And this serves multiple purposes. First, it extends their reach. When you go no contact or create boundaries, flying monkeys become their eyes and ears. They report back on what you're doing, who you're seeing, how you seem to be coping. Second, it provides plausible deniability. The narcissist can claim innocence. After all, they didn't say those things about you. Other people are saying them. They didn't show up at your workplace. Your mutual friend just happened to stop by. Third, and this is the most insidious part, it destroys your sense of reality. When one person treats you badly, you can dismiss them. When 10 people suddenly seem to question your sanity, you start questioning it yourself. This isn't paranoia. Researchers studying coercive control have documented that perpetrators systematically isolate victims from support systems. A 2023 meta-analysis found significant correlations between these isolation tactics and both PTSD and depression in survivors. When your support network turns hostile, the psychological damage multiplies. Now let's examine exactly how narcissists pull this off, because it doesn't happen overnight. It's a calculated process that often begins long before you even realize you're being targeted. The recruitment starts with what I call the preemptive narrative. While you think everything is fine in the relationship, the narcissist is already planting seeds with the people around you. Casual comments like, "I'm worried about them. They've been so stressed lately." Concerned observations like, "They have such a temper, I never know what's going to set them off." Subtle reframings that position you as unstable, difficult, or troubled. By the time any conflict becomes visible, the narcissist has already established themselves as the reasonable one, the caring one, the one who has been trying so hard to help their poor, troubled partner. Then comes the smear campaign. This is the formal activation of flying monkeys. The narcissist begins spreading their version of events, which contains just enough truth to be believable, twisted into something unrecognizable. Maybe you did raise your voice once after months of gaslighting, and now you're described as someone with anger issues. Maybe you did struggle with anxiety, and now you're portrayed as mentally unstable. Research has identified a specific pattern called DARVO, which stands for Deny, Attack, Reverse Victim, and Offender. This was documented by psychologist Dr. Jennifer Freed, and studies show that 72% of perpetrators use this exact sequence when confronted. They deny what they did, they attack the person confronting them, and then they flip the script entirely, claiming they're actually the one being abused. And here's what makes DARVO so effective with flying monkeys. The narcissist doesn't just use it on you, they use it on everyone. They perform victimhood so convincingly that empathetic people rush to defend them. The third tactic is triangulation. This means introducing third parties into what should be a two-person dynamic. The narcissist tells you one thing and tells your friend something different. They create competition, jealousy, and confusion. They position themselves at the center of all communication, controlling what everyone knows and doesn't know. In families, this looks like golden child versus scapegoat dynamics, where siblings are pitted against each other. In social circles, it looks like the narcissist having private conversations with each person, sharing different versions, keeping everyone slightly off balance. The goal is never resolution. The goal is chaos they can control. So who becomes a flying monkey, and why do otherwise good people participate in this? There are two broad categories. The first is unknowing flying monkeys. These are people who genuinely believe they're helping. They've been love-bombed by the narcissist. They've heard the victim narrative so many times they believe it. They think they're supporting someone who's been wronged. These are often empathetic people with a strong desire to help or fix situations. They lack critical thinking about manipulation. They've never seen the narcissist's mask slip. And because of cognitive dissonance, they find it easier to doubt you than to accept that someone they trust has been deceiving them. The second category is knowing flying monkeys. These are bad faith actors who understand exactly what they're doing and don't care. Some enjoy the drama. Some have narcissistic traits themselves and see alliance with power as advantageous. Some simply fear the narcissist and choose the winning side for self-preservation. Family members occupy a complicated space. Parents may enable to keep the peace. Siblings may take sides based on who the narcissist has groomed versus scapegoated. Children can be weaponized in custody situations, coached to report back or deliver messages. Authority figures present unique dangers. Therapists who are charmed into providing information. Lawyers weaponized in court harassment. Human resources representatives who buy the narcissist's version. Religious leaders who pressure forgiveness without accountability. Fear is the engine driving much of this. People who have witnessed narcissistic rage directed at others rationally conclude that staying on the narcissist's good side is safer. If you've seen what happens to people who cross them, you may decide that compliance is survival. Now I want you to recognize what this looks like in your own life, because once you see the pattern, you can never unsee it. Flying monkey behavior sounds like this. I'm just trying to help you two work things out. They told me their side, and honestly, I think you need to hear them out. Maybe you're remembering it wrong. They seem so hurt by all this, I think you should give them another chance. Why can't you just forgive and move on? Notice what's missing from all of these statements. Any acknowledgement of what was done to you, any validation of your experience, any curiosity about your perspective. A true friend says, "What do you need right now?" A flying monkey says, "Have you considered their feelings?" You might also notice information flowing in ways it shouldn't. Details you shared in confidence suddenly appearing in the narcissist's mouth. People knowing things about your life that you didn't tell them. The narcissist anticipating your moves before you make them. The emotional impact is devastating. You may feel increasingly isolated, like you're losing your mind. You may start doubting memories you were certain about. You may feel guilty for setting boundaries when everyone around you insists you're being unreasonable. You may experience hypervigilance, never knowing who's safe to trust. This is not you being paranoid. This is you accurately perceiving a coordinated campaign against your sense of reality. Here's how you protect yourself. First, implement what's called the gray rock method. This means becoming emotionally uninteresting, as boring as a gray rock. When you must interact with flying monkeys, give short, factual, non-emotional responses. Yes. No. Maybe. I'll think about it. Don't share your feelings. Don't explain yourself. Don't defend or justify. The narcissist uses flying monkeys to gather emotional supply and intelligence. Gray rock starves them of both. Second, go on an information diet. Assume that anything you tell anyone connected to the narcissist will reach them within 24 hours. This isn't cynicism. This is strategy. Share only what you would be comfortable seeing in a press release. Protect information about your job, your dating life, your emotional state, your future plans. Third, document everything. Save every text, email, and voicemail. Screenshot social media interactions. Note the date, time, and content of verbal conversations immediately after they happen. This serves multiple purposes. It protects you legally if needed. It provides evidence if you need to convince others later. And it counters gaslighting by giving you a factual record when your memory is questioned. Fourth, identify who the flying monkeys are and limit contact accordingly. Watch for people who always advocate for the narcissist. People who pressure you to forgive without acknowledging harm. People who show more concern for the narcissist's feelings than yours. People who question your version while accepting the narcissists without scrutiny. These are not safe people right now, regardless of your history with them. Fifth, build new support. Find people who understand narcissistic abuse dynamics. Support groups, both online and in person, offer validation that friends and family may be incapable of providing. Trauma-informed therapists can help you process what happened and rebuild trust in your own perceptions. Here's what I need you to hold on to. The flying monkeys weren't turned against you because you did something wrong. They were turned against you because the narcissist needed to isolate you, and they were available to be used. You didn't lose these relationships because you're unlovable. You lost them because a predator systematically poisoned them before you even knew there was a war. Some of these people may come back to you years from now, after they've finally seen what you saw. That happened to countless survivors I've spoken with. Former flying monkeys calling years later to apologize, having finally experienced the narcissist's true nature. Whether you accept that reconciliation is entirely your choice. You owe them nothing. What matters now is this. You see the pattern. You understand the mechanism. You know it was never about you. The pattern is the protection. Now you see it. If this shifted how you understand what happened to you, subscribe. There's more to unpack, and you deserve to understand all of it.